Musubi? Musubi? Oh, this ain't it. This might be it. See what they're on. Yo, thanks for stopping by, Craig. Catch you later. March for Saga would be nice. Ah, we're playing against food. Now, I like this much better. We actually have things that can outvalue. Plus, we actually have the marches to answer the cat oven. Rest in Peace is also nice at handling this stuff. You're in there. Ooh, not a bad one. They didn't have Trail on 2, which is pretty important. No 3, they're interesting. Alright, so we need to find one more land, then we're in good shape. Dispute, sure. Another cat, sure. I like to like counter a Karn and then play Teferi, but we can play the Teferi. Well, we'll wait. I do play a lot of Pioneer. I play a lot of Pioneer most weeks. Play a little bit of everything, but for the stream I usually play pretty exclusively Pioneer at the moment. Yo. Terrelx, thank you for the follow. They Karn. Alright. Love to see it. Yeah, we can't let Oni resolve, but Karn for Citadel. Well, that'll be tough. How's it going, Arcane? I don't really have any reason to play this at the moment, so we won't. I'm sure they're gonna show us a fifthing needle. Yep. Yeah, Pioneer's a blast. Yeah. Oh, we need to find a march. Oh, Corby. This is the Karn Korvold version. Does all the things. Yeah. Needed a veto right then. Meat hook for 0, sure. Doom. This is just a absolute haymaker matchup. Got. I think we've died. Just something gives it away, but the extra card. I mean, people can play anything they want. So I think that there's a combination version that was playing like one Corvold, 4 Karns. But the thing about this food style deck is that basically every iteration you could possibly think of has been played. All Corvold, no Karn, all Karn, no Corvold, and everything in between. All Citadel, Coco Focus, like these Jund decks, there's a lot of different versions of them. This would be the sickest planar cleansing of all time. Alright, game 2. Definitely want our vetoes. Rest in peace and veto for sure. Revelry's not bad. Emperor probably don't need. Although just being able to kill a Corvold's not bad. Got Narset. I'll trim a Teferi since they have the Pithing Needles so regularly accessible. Mayhem Devil, Corvold. That's it. I don't think we want those. But Revelry. I don't think we need it. I think for the most part, the problem is we just need to answer so many things that we just need to take away their access to the graveyard, followed by answering their artifacts. Alright, stand's pretty solid. Having March makes it a lot stronger because we can at least answer a cat and oven, things like that. I know knee invul, so we don't have to counter it. There's almost no chance we're pitching extra white card here to kill 1-drop. Yep. I'm just gonna pass. We can do this at instant speed, and I would counter a Trail of Crumbs. Get out of here with that oven. I'm gonna play this. I would consider cycling the Shark Typhoon, but I also want to represent Absorb here. I'll take one. Again, we just never want to fall to a Trail of Crumbs resolving here if we can help it. Mayhem Devil. That was fine. We'll cycle just for the sake of looking for a verdict here. Renville's fine too. Countering Karns, Trails. Another oven. Well, I don't want to, but I think we do have to counter it. Yeah. card getting 8 sack outlets is really a problem for me. I'll block. Just let it happen. Alright. I guess sacking this isn't worth it. Yeah. I wonder what they'll get here. Man, we are getting run over by these Karn decks. It's insta-cast Pithing Eel here. Yeah. Be a good time just flashing the Wander and eat this, but... Okay, not bad. Just hold up for a moment. Alright, let's see what they got going on here. Yeah, we'll take 3. Not pretty, but it's where we're at. Back it to itself, okay. Counter that. Alright. We are at a stalemate. Let's hope they don't draw a better card than we do. Liberator is kind of fine. Yeah, we're gonna keep that one. Get in here, bud. Binding, sure. Alright, they got no cards in hand. 5, 6. Give him 2 turns here. Alright, they found a land. Alright, game 3. And managed to get through there. That was a tough back and forth fight. Deluge isn't amazing here. Revelry probably does a similar. Yo, how's it going? Older Elf, how you doing today? We had a rough go with mono black aggro. Now we are ran a little blue-white control. Managed to grind that one back, but didn't look pretty. It's alright. It's a little bit unwieldy into Cat Oven specifically. No one drop though is pretty good for us, I think. I'm not playing it today. Unfortunately, the weekend schedule sort of lined up a little awkward for me. I'm not around for either the challenge today or the showcase tomorrow. I just have all these keepies to burn, nothing to do with them. I'll just play this out. What are you doing the challenge? I'm not playing the challenge today, but if I was playing the challenge, I'd probably be playing something like Rakdos midrange or blue-red, or blue-white. I think you need March of the Otherworldly or cards like that, along with hopefully stuff like Fatal Push in your deck, because you just need to be able to beat up on Jund and white-black, I think. Yeah, it's just the downside of the weekend events is that I only get to play them some of the time. Teferi. Opponent just like kept all cards that do nothing. I'd probably be playing this version. Last seen playing Orzhov Vampires, sure. Well, this hand's a control hand. Agree. I think Consume is just good right now. Like I said, so much of the meta right now is Lurrus and Lurrus things, so you want to attack Lurrus decks, play a card that attacks 1-drops. Blood Fountain, okay. Don't know what our opponent's on, but I'm interested. Yeah, what do you got here, opponent? Oh, it's Abzan Rat. I know that's not the name of the deck, but I'll keep that. It's the Abzan Parhelion deck that Todd Anderson was playing this week, I think. I don't think so, friend. Nazi, sure. Yeah, Calling Ritual is very strong. Like I said, anything that interacts favorably with Lurrus decks is a good choice to be playing right now. Which is a general rule of thumb. We'll get to that when we get to it. Yo, Booch138, thank you for the follow. Yeah, Calling Ritual is a nice one. I played it in the sideboard of Niv when we first moved off Gigantha, because you couldn't play Shadow's Verdict. Little Parhelion discard. I think Niv is just like generally playable, but you have to sort of like build to attack the Lurrus decks. It is definitely one of those decks that like you have to build it to make it playable right now. Killer Ruins, fine. I'll consider. Oh, nice to see you. Thanks so much for stopping by. Not bad. Yeah, I've been enjoying some blue-white this week. Happy you're here. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, Verdict's very strong right now. Probably is worth considering blue-black. My friend's been messing. Oh, 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 oh. We're about to get beat up a little. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everyone be cool. Yeah, I mean the biggest problem right now is that if you were playing the Niv deck, you'd rather be playing Enigmatic Incarnation usually. It's a interesting attack. This is Verdict, and then I commit more to the board. Dispute the Parhelion. Fair. Ooh, that's actually a good one here. Lets us hold up against the second Greasefang. Yeah, I don't know how much Vestige is gonna end up in the metagame. It kind of scared me off the Incarnation. That's fair. I don't think it should scare you off it though. I think it's a reasonable card to. Nope, nope, no. Stop that. I think it's a reasonable card, but I don't think Beseiju is going to be present enough to make Incarnation completely unplayable. It'll certainly make it weaker, I'm sure, but I doubt it'll make it unplayable. That's true. I think the thing about the Lurrus decks being Thoughtseize decks too is like you gotta deal with Thoughtseize anyway. So like you still need your answers to line up, even if they're a little clunky. Alright, they can Blood Fountain back for Greasefang, but then not play it. Another salvage, another Greasefang. Alright. They wanted it more. This is fine. They didn't show us a Seiju though. We're gonna rest in pieces and our gusts. I guess Gust doesn't actually do what we want it to so much. Yeah, BTL for Sweeper is a big reason Niv's playable. You just get to clown on all the aggro decks. Trophy's still in an awkward spot where you never just want to give your opponents cards. Like, the card has to be worth trophying, and that's the less amount on the cards than I think you would consider. I'll bring in the Wanderer. Even one of these. Yeah, Decay's pretty good. Yeah, I think the Niv decks were on like all Decays, no trophies at this point. These Greasefang decks, man. Yeah, a lot of the decks are on single basics. That's true. But remember, Beseiju doesn't just get basics. It gets anything with a basic land type. But Trophy, it only gets basics. But I think most of the decks... I'll keep this. Most of the decks you want to be trophying against have a way of being reasonable around it. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Trophy. Yeah, I think in Niv at this point I would just play Decay over Trophy. Yeah, it is sort of like you're just playing a worse card to hopefully catch everything when you could play a more targeted suite of removal. Alright, let's hope this Rest in Peace is good enough to slow him down a bit. We didn't see any Beseijus on all those flips. Rest in peace. No Tuara as well. Instantly just ditch this Parhelion. Makes sense. Got some considers, so hold them up. Yeah, I'm sure they have answers to it, but they have Decay. I'm more worried than Trophy, just because we have plenty of counter spells. Alright, voice. Put that in the bin. We'll keep that. If they come in swinging, we can make a 2-2 trade, and Rest in Peace stops us from bringing a friend back. There we go. Traverse and Channel Lands is solid. A friend of mine's been playing a ton of Slowgurk with those types of cards. Good old Chariot. Modern Showcase, oof. The classic 9-rounder. Yeah, you're gonna be there a while. Time to buckle in. Alright. Cast this, see if they crew. Yeah. Got him. Well, Yawgmoth? Love a Teferi off the top here. Yawgmoth one trick. Not a bad trick to be. Alright. I like Yawg. I'm like the opposite of one trick. I can't stay on a deck for too long unless I like absolutely love it. And there have been so few decks that have caught my attention for that level. I just like to bounce around. I'm sure it doesn't help my win rate, but I'm a master of the 4-1 or 5-0 and then be like, okay, well, that was fun, on to something else. Right, we'll take 2. 18. Usually I just look at what I expect the meta to be, kind of compare it to what's doing well on Goldfish, what finished well in prelims and leagues, and like if I see any interesting decks. I usually spend a fair amount of time prepping for any stream by looking into deck lists and things like that. Yeah, Yogg's a really nice one. Oh, I forgot to swap out my good basics. I just got these two. It's fine. Oh, one has 6 cards in hands, but we're just like endlessly behind. We just gotta find a Teferi though. We're in there. We'll take 3. We'll make a 1-1 at the end of turn. No more chariots. Stop. No, just shocked. Nothing. Sensor's not great. We'll end up cycling it almost assuredly, but hopefully we can chip away their board. Salvage. Finds just Stitcher. Another salvage, I'm sure. Yeah. Finds a land, but no Besejus. Half their decks in the exile. But we don't. Could have censored the second Grizzly Salvage there, I guess, but I don't think it's worth it for us to. Now our hand. Bar Class is a fun one. Just spill out all your hand all at once. Chip away their board. Yeah, I saw Yeoman playing around with it. Slightly different build to the other versions I'd seen. Greasefang, sure. Other Stitchers. Don't know Besejus if they have them. Alright. I think I'm gonna take this hit. I'm gonna take this hit so I can castle. We can Arden Veil later for pretty much the rest of the game if we need to, because next turn we'll have enough to do both castles, but this turn I wanna try to make sure we get a good look at what we're drawing here. I think we do need to find something worthwhile. I'll take a Typhoon. Yeah, the legends just keep improving every set. There's more and more legends. Alright, we're just gonna Arden Veil to block the Greasefang. So lets us castle. Salvage finds actual nothing, just a land. Opponents just decided. I mean, I guess they probably don't have a way to interact with Rest in Peace then, huh? I like Otawara, but it is probably might just play 2 of this and 1 Otawara anyway. Like there, I just wanted to hold it to protect our Rest in Peace. That's fair. I think only they had Beseju. Well, that's why I was trying to hold up the Otawara for a while there, is in case they go to Beseju, we just bounce the Rest in Peace, they get 1 turn, and then we put it back. Ooh, no Rest in Peace. We have a lot of interaction in a Teferi. I'll keep this one on the draw. I don't think we can just solely look for Rest in Peace, but I think we have a fair chance of being able to interact otherwise meaningfully. Would I pitch this to exile a 2-drop? No. I wouldn't cycle here either. Alright, so they're just gonna Grizzly Salvage us. They really, really should not have let us untap if they're gonna Grizzly Salvage here. Okay, they don't have Salvage, that's fair then. I was gonna say, if they let us untap with Grizzly Salvage and we just get to censor it, that's terrible for them. Blood Fountain, sure. Might cycle this censor, but no, I still need it for Chariot. Alright, I was gonna play field, but now I just have absorb, so now I can cycle this for free. I mean, even if my opponent made me play it out, I think part of like the experience of getting better at Magic Online is not timing out when like your opponent makes you do stuff. It'll happen to you every once in a while, but like look how far ahead we are on time. Like if my opponent made me actually kill them with Teferi. The other thing with blue white is that your win conditions actually haul the Storm Giant now. No. Your win conditions actually haul the Storm Giant now, so like you don't take very long to kill. You just get rid of all their lands and then kill them. Sure. You're at a censor. An absence. That's fine. Ooh, hello. Do it this way. We do want to have 2 white in case we draw a Supreme Verdict. No extra basic, huh? Strip mine into Rest in Peace. You're up. Yeah, Hall closes real fast. No, stop having Chariot. Alright. Trade a veto for a Chariot. Hopefully they just don't have another one. Their thoughts used to take our Teferi. Boo. Verdict here is kind of backbreaking. Kind of what we're looking for. Also, they take Shark Typhoon. Interesting. Now Verdict's even more backbreaking. Salvage, sure. Find a land. Pitch a land, draw. Alright, well. Verdict or land. Sure. This is fine. Not another Chariot. Alright, well. Alright, well, we need to draw some stuff. We're not under a whole lot of pressure. I'm just gonna play this as a land. We really need to hit land 5 in this deck so that we can play Teferi. I don't want to get go blanked, and this 2/2's not killing us for another 7 turns, 8 turns. Or ever. Hopefully. Get in there, bud. Rule of thumb with Shark Typhoon is unless you already have like 3 spells in hand, casting it is almost worse than just cycling it. Because you just end up needing to draw spells. Like if you hard cast it here and then draw 3 lands, like we're just taking 8 for no reason. Whereas like, yeah, like here, it just starts to be a lot worse. Whereas now we just have a 3/3. If you already have a bunch of spells in hand, I'm happy to hard cast it some of the time, but most of the time you'd rather just have a Sharky boy. I'll take it. If me and my opponent both draw nothing for the rest of the game, we win, right? Because we're just killing them. I think the Anvil shells are very good. I think Anvil's very good. I think it's one of those cards that's innocuous, and then you read it once or twice, or you play against it once or twice, and it over impresses. Yeah, red black Anvil's good. I think the thing is, like, we're still so far away from figuring out like optimal shells with these kind of decks. I've actually Wandering Emperor and March have impressed me more than I expected, but I think they just don't have shells right now outside of blue white. Like, I wish there was like a blue white flash deck like we used to have, like with Smuggler's Copter and like Smuggler's Copter, Queller, Gideon. You just swap Gideon with Wanderer, but I just don't think we have a shell for it right now, which is often the problem with new cards. Is you have a good card that isn't powerful enough to force its way into shells, and then it's just sort of there for a hot minute. Yeah, no. No chance. Ooh, it's a good one. So we have a Gonjo to deal with the Ginger Brew, which I assume... Gonjo. Just put Lurrus to hand? Yeah, alright. Okay. You got it, bud. Yeah, Rain of Street's a good one. Oh, it's just got nothing? Alright. Time to make a shark. I'd like to find a land or a Teferi. Ooh. This white black and soul? I'll take Teferi. I'm not super sure what it is they're doing, but I'm gonna leave this back. I mean, if they have a ginger brew, but I don't know what they are quite yet. Alright, there we go. Oh, the benefit of Neo is that all these standard sets have like pretty strictly enforced limits to their power level. And I think that's a very healthy thing, is that you can't really have too much added all at once. Alright, so they're enchantment, aura, and soul deck. A board like this. Take out these absorbs. Maybe Narset's a little slow. I don't think we need Rest in Peace, though. I'm putting 2 of these again. Alright, we'll be right back. I'll turn on the music for you guys. Should be like 2 minutes. Turn on lo-fi so it doesn't get rid of the VOD music. Be right back. Back on pause. Hopefully, I don't think Zelda was quite visible, but sad. Alright. This hand seems pretty good. Our mana is a little awkward for sure. I'll keep it on the draw here. Yeah, the thing I like about like the Pioneer restrictions is there are just like hard limits to what you can release through standard, as we've seen. And like, alright, so it is just white black. Okay. Nice. And so like, since you have those hard limitations, it does make it very hard to break things in Pioneer. Like, meaningfully break them, I guess. Light pause. I agree. I don't want any kind of Horizons type situation. Alright, you're up. I'm gonna absence this when they cast their first enchantment. Grammy boy. Oh, this Verge could be good. Alright, so we kill this. This never enters. Play this. We have a veto to counter the first enchantment they have. Yeah, I like the fast lands, but you could print the fast lands in standard is the thing. Like, there's no reason not to. Ooh, Crack Clue, that's good for us here. No, don't have it. Alright, Boone is fine. Now they have Ghost Form. We were so close to keeping Ghost Form off the board. Yeah, Brothers War is a good place for them. Some life, some creatures. Oh, we don't need ban. I'm gonna say this because I think it's something that comes up a lot, but Pioneer is in a good place right now. There are decks you may not like. There are decks that are not always the most fun to play against, but there are no cards right now I think need bans. And I think it is potentially disingenuous to present cards as needing bans right now, and like Lotus Field is not even a top tier deck currently. Things like that. I don't just gonna use Alseed here for this. Alright. Yeah, I don't think we really need any bans in Pioneer right now. I think it's a very well balanced format at the moment. Alright, so I'm gonna pass. Try and Shark Typhoon this. No, don't. Damn. Alright. Yeah, I agree. It plays an important part. The other thing is, like, Winota is answerable. Like, as you saw in our earlier league, right? Winota was a pain, but I don't think it's anywhere near bad enough to require anything to occur. That's fair. I don't mind people disliking things and wanting to be gone, but I think ban conversations very quickly devolve into, like, what's bad for your deck, what don't you like, and I don't think those are the most helpful. The second Thoughtseize, alright. Boo. Put Lurrus to hand, sure. Ban Heliod. Only if we can unban, only if we can unban, Ballista, right? That's how it works? Alright, something. Copter cannot be unbanned. You cannot unban Copter. Yep. Play your scale stick, let's go. No. Copter will go in every Lurrus deck, and a huge portion of the meta is already Lurrus decks. Do not unban Copter. We keep proving this lesson, but Copter is a lot better than anyone gives it credit for, every time. Yeah. Lurrus with Copter? Yeah. Greasefang Copter. I mean, there's a lot of things. I like Oko in a row, but it's not gonna happen. Too good. Alright, we make a 4-4. Alright, you have an all seed. Well, that's gonna kill us. Alright, so they are auras, so now we actually get a little better idea of what they are. Get these out. Alright. Rose Emoji, thank you so much for the follow. Rose Emoji, that's what was it on TikTok? That's one of the pay emojis. I know, I sounded 40 there. Don't mind me. This could be unbanned. I think the biggest problem you have with any of these conversations is, like, why are we unbanning cards that are probably not adding anything to the format, right? Like, will they break it? Probably not. Will it add anything? Also probably not. Alright, we need this. Our mana base is kind of bad again. I don't want to keep Otawara, though. Get rid of veto. Problem is we're gonna have to use these lands as lands, I think. Yep. Alright, that's actually a good rip, because it gives us untapped. We can exile this if we need to. Yeah, I'll take one. That's fair. I mean, unfortunately, sweet things sometimes die in the pursuit of not letting broken things exist, right? It's the brewer's nightmare. There's hateful Eidolon gamers today. Alright, well, we'll keep playing lands. Now we can march whichever one they equip. Vantress up. Yeah, we got Suram. Kind of a problem. Kind of as expected. Alright, well, we're gonna have to deal with that. Fine. Light pause, huh? Yeah. We're definitely in needing a verdict territory here, huh? Predictor boss. We have 4 verdicts, just can't find him. 2, 4, 5. Alright, well, we get one more turn. Resolves. Also resolves. Yeah. 3, 4, 5, 6. One short. This is the play around settle the wreckage move here. Alright. Take 2. Get another look at verdict here. Although they'll draw like 3 cards. That's not it. Man, feels bad. I feel like this is like the matchup I wanted to see with the way we built this deck, and we just couldn't find verdicts. I like most of the stuff going on here. Grizzly Salvage is good. Blood Fountain. Are we just using Blood Fountain to help fuel Dispute? It's probably fine. Ritual's good. Emrakul's interesting. March is good. I like the sideboard. Death Art's an interesting card there. it is. Death Right's interesting in that shell. I don't know how much I love it. Just because, like, you're never getting the land activation till, like, turn 3 or 4. You might rather just have, like, a goose. That also will help fuel your, Yeah, I think Death Right's probably solid, just the problem is you're never getting to use the land ability till, like, turn 3. I think you'd rather have an earlier, mana advantage. Blue black. Are we against rogues, maybe? I might do this in case we find a tap land. We don't, that's fine. Oh, let me... Looking at this deck from Claudio. So I think Deathrite probably wants to be a different consistent mana accelerant. I like what's going on here. You're turbo graveyarding, which is nice, especially with these. I think I might go up on Chariot. Like, go to 1 Blood Fountain, go to 3 Chariot. I think the games where you're playing a fair game, Chariot's solid, and you just want to have more hits off Greasefang. And then I definitely had a second Beseiju, either main or a second or third in the board, so you have a way to answer Rest in Peace Cleaner. Especially because you're already, like, digging for lands. I think you want to maximize your Beseijus. Alright, we're in good shape here. As far as we've, looks like we're playing against blue-black, and we have established a reasonable amount of lands. Blue-black control, alright. The problem is, like, Wayfinder puts... Maybe is consistent enough. I don't know, I just always question Deathrite as, like, a de facto mana accelerant. That's what I thought. We'll just take some lands. Stitcher's probably more fair on that end. Maybe it is consistent enough. I think it's one of those things where, like, in my head it isn't, but it might be consistent enough, and then it's just a matter of seeing it play out once or twice, probably. Having March to hit shark tokens for free is nice. Take this. We're just gonna make a shark for 3, make them push it, and then we'll deal with this on our own time. We're not in a rush. Yeah, you can push it. I'll take another shock. Probably don't want to take any more shocks, but get to field this Gaia Reach at a point. Ugh, another shark's kind of bad for us. It's 2 free hits, but we'll fight through it. Ooh. So we get beat up pretty hard here if they have a dispute main, because we don't have veto mana. But yeah, if they have negate, we just get them. Gotcha. Yeah, sure, go ahead. Appreciate you asking, though. We'll untap this and this. We've established a Teferi. We have Fateful in case they have a Hullbreaker Horror. We're just cruising. Heard of that. How's it going, Rose Emoji? Yep, Stream Decker's updated. Got another Narset. Got a way to kill Teferi. Hey, Rishdan. Thanks so much for the follow. They get to dig, but you already have a counterspell for their next play. What we got cooking over here? Rogues. Oh, I think I've seen this list before. Oh, not with the new updates though. Take a look at it after this match. Plus here. Consider. Ooh, Hall's a good one. Hey, it's going well. We're 2-1. Lost to White Black, which was, I think, a big part of the reason I was playing this deck. But I think you do need the fourth March of the Otherworldly in that matchup for sure. Yeah, I've been playing one Emperor in the sideboard, and she's been excellent so far. I'm not a huge fan of the versions that are playing like an Elspeth and couple Wanderers main, but maybe it's strong enough. I like my control decks to have very few win conditions. Perhaps it's an outdated method though. But she's very much impressed. I would say March and Wanderer have both impressed a lot more than I thought they would, especially in this deck. March of the Otherworldly Light has been very, very good. Ooh, this just resolves? Interesting. Kind of shocked that resolves. They dug through time, didn't find anything. The Hullbreaker Horror? Oh, it's a big Shark Typhoon, sure. Okay. And Votuara too. I wish this counted Planeswalkers. Alright, well. I'll play the counterspell you know about. Yeah, like in this matchup, I'm definitely gonna board in the Wanderer, the Wandering Emperor, and like it's just gonna give us access to additional threats, which is really nice. And being able to exile at instant speed has been nice too. It's played very well. I wish we had a deck that could play it more copies of, but I don't think it's quite powerful enough to force its way into an archetype yet. Maybe it is though. Then third Narset, sure. This is fine, everything's fine. Sabotage, sure. We whiff. Get in there. Yeah, I saw a couple lists with Wandering Emperor main. See, have you noticed awkward attacks when you hold up Settle the Wreckage mana when you're actually holding up the Wanderer? No, a lot of people are playing around Settle a lot more right now because it's started to see an uptick. That is Narset number 4, good eye. And so people have sort of been walking into the Wanderer, which is, I think, a part of why it's been feeling so nice. Alright, I'll go shields down for a turn, protect my Teferi. Yeah, Settle's really strong right now. It's still bad into Ghost form, which is kind of a problem. Kaya's Ghost form being unbugged makes the Light Paws decks even a tier above. I think, truth be told, I think the White-Black decks are just like the tier 0 deck right now. Because like, we're trying to beat it and it's still tough. Alright, that's fine. Oh, all I want in life is like that deck that used to exist that was like Spell Queller, Gideon, Copter, Avacyn, but now you just play the Wanderer instead of Gideon. That's just all I want. Play Teferi, they play Counterspell, we counter the Counterspell. Game has been set up. Yeah, I wish that would be absolutely what we could make work. Ooh, I'm actually gonna dig main phase so they can't counter it. Just want to make sure we keep Deluge in there. Veto Absorb seem like the picks here. Yeah, Super Bowl black-white tokens, interesting. Yeah, that's a good deck for Emperor for sure. Yeah, Winota and Winota's good, but the problem is like usually the turn that you settle the wreckage, they're just attacking with everything but Winota. It becomes a little bit of a dance. That can be tough at times. I'm just gonna spew the 2 mana, that's fine. Thinking about 2 Emperor main board in that old white-black Yorion Blink. That's actually a nice set place for it. I think that deck's a good place. That's what I mean though, is like the power level of the card is like a solid, like, I don't want to give it a random number, but it's a solid place. And unfortunately, what that means is that it needs to have a reason to squeeze into these decks. Yeah, I mean, if Settle hits the Winota, it's probably game over, right? Let's do this. I'll make a 1/1 and Deluge. Sure. We should have plenty of basics. 3, 2 left. Deluge. Consider Vantress. Ooh, that's nice. This would be a place where I could see playing Typhoon as is. Because we have the counter spell to protect it and immediately have other spells. Cling to Dust, sure. You got it, bud. Oh, it resolves? Doom for you, friend. There you go. To the person who wanted to hardcast our Shark Typhoon, just for you. Alright, Hall's in the bottom 4 of our deck. Worth noting. Alright, so we want to untap both our castles here, I think. You got it. X or less. So yeah, we can pay in like 10 mana to make a huge with March, which is kind of fun. Might not be good, but it's kind of fun. We'll chop you down. Draw a card. Big old Typhoon. I think we've used both vetoes. We have 1, 2, 3. This is our last absorb. So worth noting. You just want to protect as best we can, because if there's Teferi emblems, we win pretty automatically. Yeah, Cling's fine. Oh yeah. We got the active shark. Alright, game is ended when we activate this emblem. It's time. We should have one more. 1, 2. Yep, we have one more. Oh, I promise we're not going to deck ourselves. Don't you worry. I don't even think we're going to get to that part. We're just going to make some sharks and ship them down. That's fine. Make it 2/3, sure. My mom was texting me. Get rid of this. Yeah, breaking Moto is a long-standing tradition. Let's march for 8 here. Making a 9/9 sharks. Oh, you killed it. All right. Damn. Like I said, I wouldn't worry about us stacking. We're just gonna kill our opponent. Yeah, Elemental Scoot Storm is pretty fun. What we got here, opponent? Sure. You're in there, bud. I'm a big fan of Magic being a game. I have no problem doing things that are slightly suboptimal for the sake of a little bit of fun. What do we got going on here, opponent? Our opponent's really trying to, like... Fine. Fine. You'll make me actually do something. Alright, you're up. A little blast zone action. Fun those. We found our haul. Ah, they just wanted us to show that we had a second haul? Okay. Alright, we want this, we want this, we want these, we want these. Take out these. Definitely want these. March, let's answer. I want these. Narset, absorb. It's probably supposed to be some number of marches. But I do like answering the Shark Typhoons. Oh yeah. I think this card's excellent. It just needs a home. That's like always the hardest part of new cards. It's just like evaluating the power level versus the playability. I think so. We want to be able to hit Ashiok and Hullbreaker Horror. So I think these can be used for Typhoon tokens. I think we just don't want to have too many 3-mana counter spells when we have so many cheaper ones. Alright, let's do that. Maybe we get rolled by needing a verdict that I'm not keeping in, but we'll find out. Thanks everybody for hanging out this morning. Some early morning pioneer. I guess it's not that early anymore. It's afternoon. We were out till 2 a.m. at FNM last night, so it still feels early to me. I'm a shock. Show 'em we have a dispute. Ooh, cycle sensor. It's a little early to be doing that unless they need lands. Excuse me. So they cannot, under any circumstance, cast anything meaningful here. Okay, so they're definitely in looking for lands here. Do they miss their third land after drawing? They do. That's brutal. I mean, we don't have our fourth land rolled up yet, but we're getting close. If they miss another land drop and we hit our fourth land, we just get to, like, really pressure them. Oh, they did hit their third land. Just a field, that's why. Alright. You have a 1/1. Interesting. What does their hand look like then? We'll consider. Maybe we're gonna be the ones who miss our land. Nope. Alright, you're up. Photo blue. Color they get here. Ooh. Grab Hall Dispute. Now we have to discard, but I'm pretty okay getting rid of this. Yo, Paperclip Max, thank you for the follow. Greatly appreciated. Kalidas. Kalidas. Yeah, okay. You'd think we'd care more, but we don't. Alright, get out of here. What could this be? Yeah, nothing. Just gonna run out some threats. Try and drain our opponent of resources best we can. Get destroyed by a Hullbreaker Horror at some point. What do you got, opponent? Alright, we are dispute flooded, so let's try and use some of these. I'll dispute. Like I said, we're dispute flooded, so we get value off of just using our mana here. And if we pick up a card off this Narset, we're card neutral. A friend of mine 5-0'd with Kaido and Rogues. That list looked really good. Rainbow Dash 69 on Goldfish. Sure. You got an Ashiok. We need to draw a land here so we can play Teferi plus Dispute. I think just plus. Looks weird, but I'm okay letting Teferi take a beating for a turn. We just need to establish our actual game plan, and like, yeah, this is annoying, but we'll find an answer to it. We'll also just attack it to death with Hall if we find some lands. They have the field. Oh, we're ahead on time. Excuse me, ahead on time now, which is good. Yeah, that Rogues list was nice. Right now he's on some Witherbloom command stuff. Get rid of this. Witherbloom command, Slogurk. Yeah. Narset down. Yeah, Witherbloom command. He sold me on it last night. Definitely seems like it's an interesting card to have. Alright, we'll draw our land. If this gets countered, we're in trouble for sure. Veto. Narset's reversal, sure. But like now we have veto. Yeah, we'll take a small beating again. Narset's a little trickier. Alright, this game's not looking great for us. We got behind the 8-ball, missing some lands. I feel like maybe we do need to keep in some number of verdicts for this situation, I guess. We lost our Emperor. I agree, but opponent too much. No, our verdict's in the board. We'll tuck Ashiok. See what they attack Teferi with. We might be able to get to survive a turn. Yeah, that's fine. Fortunately, we don't draw the card because of the Narset, but I'll do this. Alright, so now we can march a 2-3 on end step. Now we have a chance. We lose on 1 Teferi. Sure. Can't stand this up, unfortunately. Nazis. Alright, well. Now we can kill kill Narset. They'll take this. Don't have a lot of outs, but we do have some. It's actually pretty great. Alright, dig. Field of Ruin here. Lets us kill their field to protect our hall, and now we just pass. We know they have a sorcery speed removal spell in hand. We just make a 3/3. Eat this. Could eat the flyer. But I think we just wanna ruin a field of ruin. More ruins. All these ruins. We also have a deluge in the yard here. Lead us, sure. That's never getting through this. Bro, let me ruin your ruins. Oh man. We are in this one. It's a long game. Yep. I knew about that one. Alright, you're up. If they don't attack with both, we can deluge. If they attack with both, we're gonna have to... Why would they take that and not the deluge? Bold. Agree. Oh, I guess we have 2 deluges. But still, I think you gotta target one of them, right? Now they're doing it, but whichever one they target, we just cast. They have to hit something that isn't. Dig through time. I'm gonna cast this now. I don't buy that they have the counter in hand. I don't want them to draw a card. Yeah. Alright. Absence. I don't want absence to Teferi. We could just take March absence. I think we do just take March absence. Leave the Teferi in the bin for now. They're gonna main phase, get rid of the other one. Yep. Kill Kalidas. Put you to 7. Go. We are racing them. Countering that, okay. They could have push. No, I think I do just want to. Get in there. It's me. It's me. It's Hollow of the Storm Giants. Yeah, I agree. I also think they might have just cut pushes because it seemed like they were using sorcery speed removal to deal planeswalkers. Yeah, they're gonna cling to dust something. They could cling their own Kalitas to get to 10. But they're probably just gonna draw a card instead. We get to make a 2/2. Yeah, March. This costs 5 others. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they can't actually do this again. So they are kind of stuck at 7, if you will. Maybe stuck's the wrong word. Ashiok, sure. Yeah. We just need to find a removal spell for this. You're not a Fateful Absence. We are getting close to having 2 of these active, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You... Narset. Yeah. I think we have all our marches gone. No, we have 1 march left. 1, 2 absence. So we have 1 absence left too. We're just deep in this one. Andy Herring, thank you for the follow. We got another cling. Yep. All right. Sanction event, sure. Sure. Any removal spells off the cycle? I mean, it also just take an untapped land because it counter spell is not the worst, but not what we need. But now we have it all rolled up. One Storm Giant coming at you. There we go. Nice little 2-0 there. Take a quick look. All right, Lurrus, always a good sign. Okay. Definitely, I feel like with the number of ninjas, yeah, if everything's a rogue and a ninja, you definitely want to go up to 4 of these. The tempo in this card's really good. Just as many lords like a Merfolk deck as possible. I'm not as high on Thousand Face Shadow as I think other people are. I think if you already have 12 1-drops, I would cut one of these for the Fur Master, and then maybe another spell. Cling's good, Fatal Push, Thoughtseize. The numbers on the pushes and the Thoughtseizes are a little bit skewed. I think you definitely want to probably either go like 4-0 or trim some of your other things and bring one of these up to 4. Right now I do Fatal Push. I think Binding, let me see if I remember what it does, right? Mills 3, 2 cards from graveyard, return to a creature land from graveyard in hand. Not a bad card, but I feel like it's maybe unnecessary. Like you're probably playing yeah, you're playing Takanuma, so I don't think I'd need this. Like I'd trim down on binding, probably add the third fatal push, cut the Thousand Face Shadow, add a silver for the fourth Thoughtseize, or fourth fatal push, then you have 2 sideboard slots. I like what you're doing in the sideboard. I might consider an extra Boseiju in the sideboard though. That's true. Looping with Lurrus is definitely strong. But you have Takanuma, which also does a pretty good job of getting there in the later games. Yeah, I think Chevreau really wants the fatal pushes too, is another big part of it. Oh, are we against Mono White Legends? Do we have to call Andy? It's a call Andy situation cooking here. Oh, this definitely is Mono White. Knight of the White Orchid, our hero. I gotta tell you guys, I'm rooting for our opponent. I want to win this match, but I'm kind of rooting for our opponent. They showed up. We'll take some damage here. What do you got cooking here, opponent? They gave us a Field of Ruin target, which is very kind of them. Yeah, crack clue. Suspicious Stowaway is interesting. I think Chevril's kind of a... It's one of those cards that you get a lot of value out of by having just like any element of it. Yeah, I think like right now especially, like you're gonna run into a lot, I mean, maybe it's not indicative of what we've seen today, but I think a lot of the times you're gonna end up running... Okay. You're gonna be running into a fair amount of... Oh, this is so unfortunate for my opponent. Sorry, I was just caught off guard by that. It just like gives you such a high amount of interaction against the decks like white, black that you need to be fighting against. That was like the worst possible turn cycle for our opponent. Play a land or play a Baffling End for Devotion, and then we kill the Baffling End, get a 3/3, kill their Nykthos. Jeez. Yeah, they're just like making 1/1s for all time. Let's see what we draw off this. Sure. You got Avison. Let's grab Deluge. My opponent is just jamming and I love it. They got 5 Devotion, so 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. What we got cooking on here? Dude, opponent's got the sauce. I am lost in the opponent's sauce. Is this Amiria? It is. So let's kill this. Yeah, these are indestructible. Nahiri or Narset takes 1. Block. Oh, these still indestructible. I'm an idiot. I thought it was only till end of turn. Whoops. I would have just waited a turn. Alright, I'm gonna draw Teferi. Don't mind me. That was just a full-on autopilot moment. Alright, we'll take our 3. Play Teferi plus Knight, yeah, alright. Teferi plus, and then Shark Typhoon to keep it from dying. Keep getting our advantage that way. I had that happen last night too, where I just like autopiloted one turn and it cost me a match at FNM. Sometimes the brain be that way. Another Avacyn? Alright. Opponent is all in on this Avacyn. I haven't seen two Avacyns in a deck in Pioneer ever. Let's see where they send everything though, because we do have a blocker. Old Thraven? 8 mana? What are we doing with 8 mana? Oh, come on, again? Alright, consider. Alright, not really sure how we're supposed to win. They just 3 Amarius calls is rough in the top 17 cards, I will say. We'll go to 6. Alright, Fateful Otawara. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we just can't do anything. Hold on. All of their non-angels are indestructible, otherwise we could kill this to flip it and then Otawara it. But we can't actually kill anything and have it flip. That's so doom. I guess I wouldn't kill these. Yeah, just them doing. Damn. Didn't think we could possibly lose that game, but double Archangel Avacyn, triple Amarius Call later, huh? Alright, you got me. Bring in these. Man. So it goes, so it goes. Got sensor. Yeah, the vetoes are a little much. I think it's only yeah, I think it's only the Americas calls. Man. Like I said, opponent showed up with the sauce. Alright, let's try this again. It's awkward. I think we can do better. It's much better. Go put away the Teferi. I don't think we can afford to hold the 5-drop, and we're going to be most likely cycling for lands. Let's see what we can do here. I'm going to shock because we do sort of want to consider on one here. Ensure we find some action. Alright, we'll draw that. Alright, mixed, so we don't really have to consider for lands now. Nick those right off the bat, huh? Sure. We have one card that affects. This. As well as almost every game you'll get to 4 mana. You aren't guaranteed to get to a point where if they interact with your graveyard in a format where like Go Blank is so pervasive and things like that. I also just think being able to cast it twice is very important because you're able to find multitude of spells in the early and the late game. Hello, Dig Through Time. Nice to see you too. Yep. Hey. We need to find a verdict at some point, but I'm gonna use the Shark Typhoon to hopefully stabilize a little. Yeah, I think being able to cast it twice is important, and again, like, there's enough graveyard hate in the format that I don't think you're in love with just like playing all digs. Yeah, you're almost always able to just like hold up 4 mana reliably in this deck. Yep. And then 7 mana sounds like a lot, but again, in the mid game, you're planning to use Hall of the Storm Giants, which is also 7 mana. So anytime you can activate Hall, you can instead just look at 7, draw 2. We're just gonna take it for now. We wanna represent like we can interact. Yeah, Gideon's fine. So we can play Teferi, we can plus, and then Fateful Absence the Gideon. There we go. March will be quite good. No! Oh, I don't have a stop on my end step. Placid. I'm sure that won't cause any problems. Elspeth, Jesus. Alright, well. We're gonna need a removal spell pretty quick. Or a verdict pretty quick. This is fine. What? What? It just passed through like 3 of my turns? Okay. I guess. That's lovely. It happens. We're not dead. We're about a verdict away from at least having a chance in this game. My god. Gideon Tribal here. We need to find a verdict into a another Fateful app. Yeah, I think we're just dead. Damn. Mono white Gideon tribal got us in the end.